Broken glass, torched cars, looted shops. Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the Workers' World Party, Indivisible. Leftist groups are launching a revolution. In response, many right-wing groups offer to accept the challenge. But what will we get if they succeed? That is the question we'll cover on this edition of 5 Minutes for Freedom. Protests and riots rock communities. Angst and anger propel denunciations of the police, the president, or the deplorable du jour. It seems like our country is bursting apart at the seams. Fringe organizations across the country, fueled by hate and funded by a well-heeled elite, gravitate to any cause that seeks to decimate the values we call American. They raise their fists defiantly, clamoring for revolution. But heaven help them if they succeed, and heaven help us. Most of these instigators believe this revolution they're demanding would be a cakewalk. They think their revolution would end in days, leaving them victorious, gods in their own minds and rulers of all they survey. And of course, those filthy Trump-loving Republicans will submissively line up, patiently awaiting their turns to die. Except, that's not how it would go down. On June 28, 1914, an angry young Serbian, Gavrilo Princip, fired 2 shots, ending the lives of Archduke Ferdinand and his wife. Princip had hoped that his hate-filled act would liberate his country, Serbia, from the Austrian Empire. Instead, he ignited 2 global wars and left his country under oppression for another 60 years. But hatred has a way of blinding us like that. Like a cancer, hatred grows. The bitter actions of one inflame another to revenge. And as BLM and Antifa stoke the fires of racism, right-wing groups will rise up to match them. Caught in the crossfire will be the innocent and the helpless, children and mothers, the sick, the elderly, the people who have no part in the conflict nor the hatred. But hate-filled people do not think about others. Blind to their own folly, they lurch forward, seeking a new oppressor to blame for their misfortunes. And as they destroy each scapegoat, a new one rises behind it. Some years ago I watched a movie, The Black Panther.
My name is King T'Challa, son of King T'Chaka. I am the sovereign ruler of the nation of Wakanda. And for the first time in our history, we will be sharing our knowledge and resources with the outside world. Wakanda will no longer watch from the shadows. We cannot. We must not. We will work to be an example of how we as brothers and sisters on this earth should treat each other. Now more than ever, the illusions of division threaten our very existence. We all know the truth. More connects us than separates us. But in times of crisis, the wise build bridges, while the foolish build barriers. We must find a way to look after one another, as if we were one single tribe.
The message was a treasure, that hatred only destroys. The film ended with a call to unity and forgiveness. Sadly, most critics missed it. They settled on the antagonist's hatred, not the protagonist's wisdom, as if hate was the point of the movie. Hatred makes us think we're building as we destroy, that our despair is hope, and that our evil plans are righteous fury. Only when all we love lies in ashes do we realize that our own torches lit the flames. So to all of you revolutionaries of any stripe that are working to end America as we know it, beware. Do not lose what you have to chase what you want. You can't get it back, no matter how much you wish for it. People all over the world risk their lives to escape communism and come to America.
Do you think the people of the United States will accept Vietnamese refugees?
I think that the Americans will make a choice and receive them all. Those who haven't been accepted by other countries.
The United States will take all?
Yes.
You really believe that?
I hope.
As imperfect as we are still the beacon of hope. And as horrible as you claim your lives are, I don't see you rushing to leave. If your lives are truly so bad, you're welcome to leave. No one will shoot you in the back for daring. In fact, we invite you to go. But do not burn our country down. You hide behind the laws you abuse. You undermine the foundations that give you ground to stand on. You decry your poverty while enjoying luxuries most can only dream about. Running water, frozen food, reliable electricity, and medical care. And if you can't afford these things on your own, someone in America will give them to you. See if you can find these basic luxuries in North Korea, Indonesia, or any of 24 countries that dot the African continent. Our nation isn't torn by war. Our children aren't ripped from their beds and murdered in the streets. Our people don't waste away in breadlines. Our poor aren't herded from their homes into death camps. But there are places in America where some of these horrors can be found. Places controlled by the hate and hopelessness you are trying to inflict on everyone else. If your world resembles a war zone, don't blame the people who live quiet, peaceful lives. Your own hatred may be the torch that's burning your own world down. You can't rebuild your home by lighting your neighbor's house on fire. Perhaps you've heard the expression, divide and conquer. When one country wants to defeat another in battle, their easiest win comes from inciting civil war. Once the divided people have decimated themselves, their enemy can merely pocket the pieces. So think, who wins if we are divided? Who will stand as victor over the smoking ashes of America? Someone gains from stirring up your hatred, and that someone is not you. Those who ignite your hatred are not your friends. Yes, there are problems in this country, and as long as fallible humans walk this earth, that will always be the case. But rather than launching a war that may never cease, let's find ways to wisely resolve the issues. We Americans, regardless of our suntans, can make America great, or we can make America an ash heap. It's our choice, but heaven help us if we choose to burn America down. If you want to be a part of building America rather than burning it, please connect with me on blackbirdbrigade.com. Click join up and let me know how to reach you. And please check out our other videos here on YouTube. As always, like, subscribe, and share. If you're on Parler, echo this like crazy. So until next time,